Hello, my name is Joy Wisdom and welcome to our celebration day of 12 years of success of Allonus. Allonus was launched in 2010. It was very radical in its time. It still is radical. People have told me that it's 30 years ahead of what they know. It shows you how we are pioneering new ways in health, a new era of health applications, how we can help people with body, mind, emotional issues with education. We're going to be talking and explaining a little bit more about that as we go along on the day. I'm just so excited to be celebrating 12 years of success. It has been a whirlwind. We have so much to offer. There are 12 intermediate levels of specialist training, as well as foundation training and masterclass. Wonderful things that we can offer practitioners, but also individuals. Over those 12 years, the help and the support and the transformation of people have been outstanding. You just can't put a figure on it of what you will receive. So sit back, relax, and learn a little bit more about Allonus ZEST of Life program, because it is amazing, and amazing really does start here. We're celebrating 12 years of success. The changes, and when this was brought in, I was seen as that funny woman who lived down the valley. Even midwives used to send the, children to me, babies to me that were traumatized. They would tell their mothers, well, we're not sure what she does, but it certainly works. Lots and lots of avenues that we have been able to access with DEST. We launched a new era of healthcare with new approaches in 2010. Very radical then. It's still radical how people just go down a very narrow route, whereas we can have a very wide avenue, a motorway of applications, solutions that can help you change your life quite fast. So we have two arms of the Zest of Life, a combination expansive effect for health and well-being, and people have suggested it's 30 years ahead of its time. Spiritual and discovery route, exciting education packages for self-advancement, and skills to take above the parapet of human suffering, improve self-esteem, inner courage, and sixth sense energetic enlightenment, a fast track of universal wisdom blended with Atlantean, Aquarian spiritual VIP programs. And DARE therapy brought radical approaches, proved health, prevention, and well-being, knocking out ancient legacies, entrapment, limitation that's lived today, blending clinical, energetics, and healing into one big toolbox, because we need to heal. We can apply all of these methods, and believe me, I've done a lot of practitioners training. We apply the clinical methods, but from my point of view, we still need to heal. Dealing with the whole of the body, we will be able to produce long-lasting approaches going to help humanity. So my world expanded working with babies, showing me their shock, trauma, distress, and frustration from the poor way they were treated, the way they were born, the manhandle and absorption taken on from the womb, the transference. So I learned about this transference very, very early on in my craniosacral training. Not that I was taught transference from craniosacral. This was the observations that I found. And I learned a lot from working with mothers and babies in my CST days. I found baby and adult transference and absorption from the womb inherited fearful, anxious memories and conditioned us accordingly. Internal psychological, physical conversion morphed into something they were not. And we found baggage from past life influences, fear, trauma, health outcomes, and weakness, conditioning the body now in this life as a baseline for today, all hidden from view, yet very much from the subconscious and affecting adults too. And my quest for answers in early millennia created dissolve and resolve emotions, because I knew there was more. I had a massive toolbox of training of reflexology, craniosacral, and working with pediatrics, counseling, stress management, but I knew I wasn't getting to the very core. And so I started a quest to find out what the missing pieces were. And I found a lot of missing pieces. It was a 7-year discovery of questing and observing, data collection and putting together exciting solutions to help individuals, resulted in dissolve and resolve emotions. Dare therapy. Kuan Yin requested that I teach this and carry on looking at the unique individual needs, anecdotal evidence that came from these sessions. The black and white one size fits all was out. We needed something more direct and accurate for people's requirements, multitask on all fronts, because we are unique. We are a unique package, and that unique package will be uniquely presented, uniquely converted, uniquely lived. I observed we were all different inside, and why it's so important to check what's going on internally, where the core issues are. It's certainly proved with COVID-19. Those who appear to be fit due to exercise and diet are not. Underlying issues from many quarters are creating weakness, strain, unknown, won't show up on an X-ray. The uniqueness of that respect is certainly going to determine our immunity. It's going to determine our gut performance, our mental health, frontal cortex performance, and how well that is functioning for us or not. And we have lots and lots of pieces of that jigsaw that do not fit together because we've been things have changed, converted within us through the womb, through life. We are not quite as wonderful or as fit as we think. And believe me, I've met many of these people who are doing their yoga, they're doing their diet, they're doing their exercise. I'm doing my running, so I'm fine. I get them on the bed and I think, where do I start? Because their systems are so much under strain. The anxiety is through the roof. The physicality is only just keeping going because of their running, because of their exercise. Otherwise, they would fall over. And I think this is where COVID has certainly highlighted a lot of weakness within individuals, within our systems, within how we govern. All of those things have been highlighted that we need big change. The two arms, the new era in healthcare, one was down the spiritual self-development route, and the other one was one-to-one practitioners training and championing new approaches to mental and emotional disorders. I launched F12 in May, Foundation Dare Practitioners Program, the second part in October 2010. We are a unique collection of memories. Shock, adverse trauma, accumulation, unknown quantities, and damage is underestimated. Automatic internal outcomes changes us from inside out. And Freud called this conversion. And we need to find all the parts to ensure we have permanent change solutions. Many hidden factors were found. And Allonus doesn't stand still. I continue to investigate and source solutions. I have rewritten manuals since I think the foundation manuals have been rewritten 3 times as we are shifting in consciousness. And what was taught in 2010 is accelerated as to what we are teaching in 2022, because consciousness, we can take on bigger aspects of what is at stake here, what is the underlying causes. Trauma and birth, formation and hormonal stimulus become baselines formed from the mother's emotional state, hormonal secretion at the time, and why we are all different, even in the same family. Subconscious states from birth and formation are formed to relive. Irrational fear, anxiety, and underlying levels of stress can be formed in the womb. It depends on the mother's emotional state at the time of pregnancy. Did she feel safe? Was it a rape condition? Or was it they wanted the child? All of this will be woven into the individual, and brain pathways, cognitive abilities can become compromised, continuing through life, levels of stress and anxiety, depression from fetal formation, transference, more absorption. And we wonder why we're seeing enormous levels of depression in all ages, formed before birth, to live out and repeat. Post-traumatic stress disorder, adverse trauma, become baselines to live again. And we won't know any different, because that's the way we have been formed. That is the weave within us. But it doesn't mean to say that we have to live that for the rest of our lives. It can be changed. And I've met many, many people who have taken on, absorbed the mother's and even father's emotion in the home, that have gone on to cause all sorts of adverse trauma for them, underlying post-traumatic stress and depression. They think is normal. From my perspective, is abnormal. Being able to correct that for them so that they could live their lives without all that baggage. So we know from psychiatric and emotional observation that children are showing anger by the age of 3. And this is described in detail in my pregnancy and birth book. Discoveries on behavior of the 1990s, Rizzolatti and his team discovered cells in the brain they termed mirroring neurons. And these mirroring neurons start from the time we're born. We copy, we will mirror back what we see. So if we have a child where the parents are smiling a lot, cuddling, happy, then the child will mirror that. If we have parents that are depressed and unhappy, then the child will mirror that. And we continue to mirror in lots and lots of ways. We mirror what we see on the TV, on media, psychologically conditioned accordingly. Physically responding to stress hormones, chemical peptide and hormonal influences will convert cells and DNA internally. And memories are held everywhere, not just in the mind. And the cause of psychological and emotional behavior, the cause and effect continues until it is removed. Poor health will result from internal conversions from emotional influences. The more stress, the more hormonal surges and decline. Fatigue, psychological and physical issues are present. A treadmill we want to get off. And the heart is a punch bag of suffering while cause and effect continues. Certainly memories will create that surge of emotions. We can hear a song, watch a film, hear words, etc. And we feel that surge of emotion will be felt. That will then create hormonal influences. Chemicals, peptides will then go on to convert cells, and physicality, depending whether it's positive or a negative experience, that is going to be the same outcome, positive or negative. We have chemicals and peptides for every type of emotion, every feeling we have, and it is an automatic thing. We won't know about it, but it's happening automatically. Emotions can give us physical pain and hurts. And one of the things I found working and experimenting with DARE, the chicken and egg scenario, what came first, the pain from suffering emotionally, psychologically, or physically, and emotional pain will move around. Emotions are found in the bones, in the systems of the body, and emotional pain can accumulate from lifetime to lifetime. Remove emotional impacts, and the pain goes away. It's like a magic wand. This is what people tell us from DARE, because we don't just deal with emotions, we deal with the outcomes from those emotions, which is going to be physical pain and physical issues. And why taking painkillers don't work in these situations, because it doesn't deal with emotional pain. In 2017, Harvard University announced pain, especially chronic pain, is an emotional condition, as well as the physical sensation. It is a complex experience that affects through mood and behavior and can lead to isolation, immobility, and drug dependence. I wrote an article on this. You can find it on my website. Certainly, we were dealing with this with DARE, or I was dealing with it from 2000. And then in 2010, we already had methods to be able to deal with these emotional pain experiences. Epigenetics is a scientific name for how our genes can change from behaviors and environment. DNA changes are continually influenced by our hormonal peptide and chemical responses. Our body can be skewed in how it reads DNA sequences. Epigenetics can be involved in past life sequences or present day scenarios. Energetics are also influenced. Epigenetic changes can reverse, and we are more than the physical and internal responses, because a domino effect of cause and effect outcomes. The dominant epigenetics are passed down from generation generations, in transference, reincarnation, continuing the status quo in health, psychological issues. Defaults, limitations, and barriers exist, and a treadmill of internal conversions. And certainly DARE incorporates this. It's a new era of healthcare. It uses timelining, it uses quantum field clearing. Metaphysics and epigenetics are involved in DARE sessions. The frontal lobe is involved in overactivity and associated in behavior malfunction, such as ADHD and autism. Science has proved that the formation of the frontal lobe is very much involved in hormonal stimulus from fetal formation and womb influences of the mother, emotional detachment being influenced from a fairly early age of formation. This is my book, Pregnancy and Birth, that was launched in 2010. So dissolve and resolve emotions, DARE therapy, all-encompassing comprehensive therapy. It is a mistake to only treat symptoms. Symptoms, from my point of view, are the result of, and to achieve success, we need to deal with core of people's issues, past, present, and birth. Transference, inherited generational trauma and absorption, IGTA, historical and health hacks go hand in hand, carrying trauma and depression from ages past. DARE is not hypnotherapy nor regression, and DARE works with levels between theta and alpha states of consciousness. Clients are aware of what's happening, what they are feeling, sensing all at once, and can communicate during the session. The client is awake and aware throughout. Clients are in control. They are interactive and taking part in the session, and the client can stop the session at any time. They can ask a question at any time. Clients are taken to a level of subconscious and psyche that remembers and logs everything. And in this and past life experiences stored in the mind and the aura, as discussed in the workshop induction. As practitioners, we are tapping into and facilitating new connections for the client, and clients are amazed by what is found. No idea of the depth they carry hidden from view, and automatic action lived. Sometimes it's a very, very profound experience for them. It can take time for them to come around. Some feel as though their body's very heavy, they can't move. It's around the letting go, and sometimes the psyche will ensure, and they feel as though they've had a deep rest, sleep. Even if they haven't been asleep, they've been in and out, they will feel the effects. The body feels relaxed. The body feels relief. DARE Induction is a 4-day personal discovery program. What we see on the outside, it may look perfect, yet behind we find imperfection and a great tangle of mess or dysfunction, hiding from view, causing mental anxiety, depression, health issues. And what are you holding on to that needs straightening out? Certainly we can be destroying in life rather than creating the birthing and the abundance that we deserve. It's also the entry level for DARE practitioners. Anybody can take this course and training, and it gets us on the same page for practitioners training. No previous experience is required. And certainly from my point of view, we need more than mindfulness. We need direct action. We need solution to stop and understanding to stop us from continuing down that road of karma, etc., and physical imperfections. We can change that around. And certainly with education, standing, we can avoid and prevent. Realigning internal systems, ditching the old mindsets, conditioning, and improving energetic support. A sense of advancement, elimination of transference and absorption with daily DARE clearing is included in the training. And certainly we look at transference, past life influences, and outdated mindset help to turn that around for you. You also learn how the mind and subconscious trauma, transference, and past life influences affect your health, your choices, your self-esteem, affects your field. We walk into every day, and certainly our will centers. Have we got the will? Have we got the focus to be able to live our dreams, etc.? We teach you how to prevent, avoid, and it's some people have described it as a master's degree in observation and enlightenment. I've been teaching this course since 2005. It has advanced tremendously through that period of time. The core of the issue here is that you are the secret. It's finding out what it is that you've buried, what it is that you don't want to look at, that will be causing you pain and suffering today. Certainly, we activate your inner gold, your inner senses, rewiring you so that it can get switched on to more of you. If you join me for induction, I've got 17 years of specialist training that can be yours. Parents have their own suffering and hang-ups. Conditioning, parents keep us locked into emotional default, pleaser, victim, and martyr. Something else that we look at in induction. And this is an testimonial. The good child role I had assumed in my early childhood was timely and allowed me to be more pragmatic, looking at myself. And since the course, I feel more at ease, more connected. Everyone would benefit from attending this course. You can receive health, happiness, and future destiny, but check it out on the website. I've been lucky enough to have awards through these 12 years. I was awarded Inspiration Woman in 2015, Therapist of the Year in 2018, and Award for Excellence in Training in 2019. We belong to the Complementary Medical Association at the CMA, approved training college, and Train is CPD approved, which means it's a professional standard. If you wanted to go on to practitioners specialist training, we have an awful lot we can offer, including women's health, birth trauma, relationships, abuse, mental health, and advanced body work, etc. Working with children. On the spiritual track, we've got Dare and Soul, working with the soul and clearing out the soul impact. We have an awful lot on offer. This is our team. So we have Julia, PA, admin support, Liz and Katie, that are Diamondinga's light healing teachers and practitioners. I've talked about Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin is the part of the divine feminine. She works with unconditional love. I started channeling Kuan Yin in late 1990s. Hilarion, I started to channel him in 2004. It's very much a VIP light healing program because it takes you above the parapet. Let me say, we've gone way, way, way beyond Reiki and other healing modalities. And the superb divine feminine support package for humanity it's so profound and so wonderful. You receive your connection to both Hilarion and Kuan Yin in Diamondinga's light healing, stage 1, then stage 2 to 4. We have connections to other divine feminine ascendant mistresses and ascended masters. Connections are received. Different ascended masters and divine feminine come forward to help you on your progression. It depends on the consciousness and the vibration, the frequencies that we can get you to as to what you can be aligned to. So stage 1 and 2 were launched in 2010, stage 3, 2016, and stage 4, 19. Stage 3 and 14 were quite a surprise for me, and I had to travel around the globe to collect the energies, integrate them into me so that I could then teach it to you. Again, manuals, meditations, etc., all needed to be formatted, and that was down to me. So it's all grown beyond my expectation, and universal light barriers have been pushed to open new avenues of enlightenment to the heart living, and extraordinary advancement in spiritual development not given to man previously. All very, very new. It does take a while for humanity to catch on. So it's heartfelt training. Certainly we work with the heart because the heart is the heart of the matter. If we can get the heart open, it opens the gateway to your spiritual development, and it opens the gateway to your energetic advancements that you can receive. Additional standalone programs are Human and Angel Awakening Days. We have the 2-day of soul and soul psychology, which looks at karma, connecting you back to the soul. The Lotus Path is the advancement, the 0 point ANK Atlantean template. Again, no previous experience. You have the progression and support, which works with you, and you feel the benefits of this every day. These courses, Power of Three and Induction, even Dare, when you receive a Dare treatment, they all keep giving. Not when you leave the course or you leave your session, it will continue to work with you and progress with you. It doesn't stop just because you leave the workshop. Soul and soul psychology, it looks at karma, past life influences, the karma that you brought with you. Certainly there is past life and group karma exists. Learn how to avoid and remove karma, because from my finding, people are quite ignorant about karma. They might know the words and what it is, but they don't know how to avoid and prevent it. We do get stuck on the treadmill of karmic living, and certainly we can see it playing out today in the world. We do need to deal with karma. We have been given dispensation through Dare methods to be able to work with people with removing karma, and I also bring it into here with soul and the soul psychology that will help to remove huge streams for you, your culture, your lineage, etc. It does create huge influences in people's lives. You know, again, it's another hidden factor. It's an element of not being able to connect with yourself, your living previous events, previous scenarios, and you can get very much stuck on that treadmill. Check out on the website. Also going to be looking at consciousness as an internal state driven from heart and mind. The more we lift our consciousness, vibration, frequencies, we can then tap into higher levels of consciousness that will work from the heart, obviously giving us a different type of life in the mind. The 12th chakra is aligned to our sacred heart and the second heart chakra center. We have 3 heart chakras, and by opening and living from all, we can live in peace and gratitude. Love is in abundance when we live from a tri-heart center. And this is what Power of Three gives you. It opens up 3 heart chakras. Did you know that you had 3? You've got your 4th heart chakra. We talked about the sacred heart, and you also have a cosmic heart. Diamondingers, we open up the sacred heart. In opalescence, we open up the cosmic heart. You start to live from a tri-heart center. Life is very, very different when we live from a tri-heart center. It's a center of abundance. It also connects to your 12th chakra, which is known as Christ consciousness, an energy we can live from once a level of consciousness and alignment has been achieved internally. And once the level of consciousness and alignment has been achieved, we then change internal. That conversion, all of these things can awaken, and we align them with you so that you can live grace and ease from a much bigger perspective. What we are going to do in a little while is to activate your threefold flame within your heart chakra. Your threefold flame is aligned with your I am presence. Your 9th chakra is the first connection to your I am. What I'm going to do is to help you to activate your threefold flame and connect you to your 9th chakra. We've had a wonderful morning learning about the 12 years of Allonus ZEST of Life success. All the participants have enjoyed a meditation and just a tiny bit of some of the things that we do for in Power of Three, helping them to open up the heart chakra to receive. Continuing this afternoon with Joy, Wisdom, Trust. I hope you've enjoyed the morning as we have learnt more about the Zest of Life program and how we can help each other and humanity for the better, how we can enjoy better life, peace, grace and ease that is available to all of us. We just need to tap into it. It's waiting for us. Check out the website www.allonus.co.uk. You can find us on all the media outlets and YouTube, where you'll find lots of videos. Until next time, thank you for joining me.